Cool. You can got that. Or not. Do what your heart tells you.
Okay.
Okay, I got a good quote here. It's pretty funny, so let's all clap and laugh. There Will Be Blood would stand a good chance of being number 1 or number 2 if it didn't have a big, giant flaw in it. And the flaw is the Sunday Movie Marathon. Welcome, it's me, Quentax Tarantino. I don't know. Try to merge my name and his. Create a sort of one of those.
Doesn't even know where that quote's from. What's the quote from?
Tarantino.
Oh, is it a Quentin?
Well, you know, he came out recently and he said that Paul Dano sucks. And he's the worst actor.
Oh, yes, yeah.
SAG-AFTRA or something.
Oh, was that the quote?
He said There Will Be Blood would be the best movie of the 21st century if it wasn't for Paul Dano.
Yeah.
He's right. No one wants to say it.
No, I'll say it. Paul Dano's great in that film. Tarantino's
He's great twice.
As a bloke, what a knobhead, honestly. Quentin Tarantino, this is.
Yeah.
He makes unbelievable films, but...
Not anymore.
I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh, yeah, he's waiting for his
can't be
10th,
bothered.
isn't he? Yeah.
He can't be bothered.
Lazy Quentin. Lazy, scared little Quentin.
I'm Chris.
Yep.
I'm Kai.
Fuck. We did it. We were at it again with a marathon. A proper one this time. I feel like we do these very few and far between now.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing a marathon the next one. Or maybe even the next one. But hey, what can you do? We're just 3 normal men.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, why does it feel like it's been months since we've done a marathon? I remember the last one was Hooptober.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we didn't do one last month. We barely did one the month before, I think. It was like a month and a half of just movies. Maybe that was a mistake. But hey, we're back at it with a new one. Until next time. And then we're not again for January. But then in February, we're back with another one. Bringing you everything we said we'd bring you from the Sunday Movie Marathon. All that and more. How we doing?
Yeah.
Love it. Living the Vida Loca? Yeah?
Yeah.
Nearly Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm excited about Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas will be good.
I'm excited to get smashed.
Yeah, exactly.
Little drinky on a morning. Can't do that any other time.
Yeah, you can.
Well, yeah. Just get frowned upon.
Yeah. I do it quite often.
Yeah, I know, but you have problems.
No, I think 11 o'clock is like a reasonable time to start drinking. That's when pubs open.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm starting at like 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay, that is intense.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sober for a single second more than I need to be.
I normally get myself sorted, get showered and that, come down, have breakfast sort of about like 9, half 9, and then after that, start drinking.
I'm not even going to shower.
Yeah. I think last year, got up at like 9, opened my presents, and then just sunk a bottle of Baileys.
Privileged bastard.
Are you presents before dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do presents literally first thing.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what we do anymore. This family's so fractured.
Yeah. That's the thing. The older I've got, the less of a routine there is. I feel like we kind of just make it up as we go along.
Yeah, we always used to do it first thing, but we'd have to wait for my mum to wake up. Now she's like, I don't care. Just open them.
Yeah.
She's lost her Christmas spirit. She needs to watch that movie Spirited with those guys, Ryan and Will.
Or The Grinch. That's about a guy getting his Christmas spirit back.
The Ginch.
Yeah.
Ginch.
I don't like that movie.
No, it sucks.
Oh yeah, you were on one. You were bloody on one.
I just don't understand why The Grinch is everywhere.
No,
it's
like
Christmas
this Christmas,
staple.
you can't escape it. I don't know if it's just like there's a lot of nostalgia for that movie or...
I haven't seen him that much. I feel like you've seen him a lot.
Yeah, literally everywhere I go, there's something Grinch related.
I'm with Chris on this one. I was watching the football a couple of Sundays ago and I saw The Grinch 3 times in the space of one 5-minute ad break.
Have you heard of something called confirmation bias?
Yeah.
Well, come on.
No, I'm not having that.
Went to Southampton recently for Christmas shopping. Literally every single shop I went into had at least one Grinch outfit or costume. Or...
Because you're going shopping. There's your fatal flaw, your Achilles heel.
Yeah.
You're going shopping. Stop going shopping.
McDonald's have a Grinch thing on the menu. They've got like some drink.
They've got a Grinch flavoured slushy.
Yeah. And you can get a Grinch meal, which is like an adult Happy Meal.
Yeah.
And you've got Grinch socks inside there. Everyone
you
at my workplace
feel what it
was...
is to be in his feet.
Exactly.
They
Everyone
like
in my workplace was buzzing.
Grinch coconut latte.
Grinch coconut?
Yeah.
Is it green?
I don't think it is. I think it's just a coconut latte. But
they just called the
They
Grinch.
called it the Grinch coconut latte.
What the fuck does that mean?
There's also a Grinch game on Xbox Game Pass at the moment for some reason.
Okay.
Christmas.
It's been on there for like 4 months.
Not Christmas.
Well, maybe he's sponsoring Christmas. For a guy who doesn't like it that much,
Yeah.
he sure is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's atoning for his sins, bringing Christmas back.
Yeah. That McDonald's slushie is like green, but isn't... No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Pussy. Yeah, that just would make me feel like, you're sort of deep in there.
Yeah. I don't know why. When you said he's atoning for his sins, I imagine the Grinch like crucified. Just imagine that body
Chris
shape.
wishes he could crucify the Grinch. He went on a whole tirade in the chat when he was out. He was like, the Grinch is everywhere and he needs to stop. I wish I could crucify him now for his sins. Is Christmas themed? No, it's not. That was Easter.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
You ever think about how, that new Knives Out movie came out recently?
Mm.
And it was trash. How, like, you never get just general movies about people who aren't either atheists or Christians. You wouldn't get, like, a Knives Out movie with, like, Muslims.
Yeah.
But they were all, like, Christians in that movie.
Yeah, that is a fair point. Yeah. That'd be interesting, though.
Sure.
Be more interesting
That'd be
than
Knives Out
whatever
4.
they served up for that one.
Knives Out 4, or just, like, the next Knives Out, all the rest of them are just every religion.
Yeah.
That'd be...
That's Ryan Johnson's thing now. He just does a takedown of religion.
Was it a takedown of Christianity,
no,
really?
I don't really know. I don't know what they were trying to say. I think it was like... what I got from it was, it's okay to be religious. Religion helps people.
Really?
But also, it's fine if you're an atheist.
That's what you got out of it?
No, from the religion portion, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I got overall from it, but that was like what I felt like they were doing with the religious aspect of it.
I didn't get anything from it. I thought it was bad.
I've not seen it yet, so don't know what I'm missing out on.
Not a lot. They don't even play the U2 song. Hello, I just listened to that song before. I was like, it's all after different songs. Let's listen to the U2 song. And then they didn't even play it. What's that about?
They didn't play the Radiohead song in the first one. I think Glass Onion's the only one that's actually played the song it's named after.
Why don't... I mean, sure. If you want to go at it pragmatically, then fine. It's not like a thing that needs to be adhered to, but I wanted to hear the U2 song. And you think that they would play it at the end credits. That's the perfect time to play it. Or the Venom song. They did it with Venom. They can't do it with Knives Out, the sequels.
I called the credit song for the new Knives Out film.
Really?
Like halfway through, I just went, I bet it ends with this artist, and then it did. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, how have I fucking called that? I called everything in that film. I think that's why I found it so boring. I knew who the murderer was, like, straight up from, like, the first 10 minutes.
I don't even think that's, like, the problem with the movie. You just think it's like an ultimately really long movie that
Way
doesn't
too long.
do anything.
Because there's no mystery.
There's no mystery, and there's no... Even with the mystery it has, it's not... I don't think it's very interesting.
No.
Because they're all the same, technically. It's like, oh, who killed this guy? It's like, well, who cares? I think it matters what you do with the characters. That's why the first one's so good.
Yeah, I think with the first one, it's because, like, the characters have all, like... They're all unique. They're all given time. They... like expand on the characters, and all of them have a viable alibi for doing the murder. So it is a like murder mystery, but it holds on up on a rewatch because it's like, even though you know who's done it, the characters are still interesting and entertaining. Whereas this one, it's like 3 characters at most are fleshed out. The rest of the supporting cast have just a few scenes where you don't really understand who they are or why they would have wanted to do it. So yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan. It's not like a bad film. It's like a well-made film. It's got some interesting parts to it, but
it's fine. He needs to do something else.
Definitely the weakest one.
Or he needs to make these movies feel interesting again. Glass Onion was good, but I don't think it was like amazing.
No, I don't really remember it that much.
No.
I remember hating the first half hour where it's literally just all about COVID.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a COVID movie. They didn't even... Well, I saw that in the cinema, but I didn't see
so did I.
Dead Men Tell No Tales, is it? No, that's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake Up Dead Man, yeah.
Well, we didn't get it here.
We didn't get it. I had to pirate it from... I mean, I watched it legally on Netflix. I had to watch it on Netflix. Oh my God. I don't have Netflix. Yeah. I do think it was a bad movie. I thought it was like fine and serviceable as it went along. But that runtime really soured it for me.
Yeah, it's way too long. It's like 2.5 hours, isn't it? 2 hours 25.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, unnecessary.
You could watch Italianamerican 4 times in that amount of time. Maybe even more. Who knows? 5 out of 10. Yeah, if I'm going to write, I guess we talked about it. Italian-American. What did you... speaking of which, what's that? A marathon? I alluded to it before. Now's the payoff. That's what Rian Johnson would have wanted. Take it away, Kai.
Yeah, so we did documentaries. It was 3 documentaries. So I chose Italian-American by Martin Scorsese. Crumb, directed by Terry Zwigoff.
Yeah.
And Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And the first one we watched was Italian-American, which isn't very long.
No, it's not.
It's like 40 odd minutes.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically just Martin Scorsese sort of in his parents' apartment, like doing an interview with them, and his mum makes some pasta sauce. And it's really good. I like it a lot.
Sure.
It reminds me of like sitting at my grandparents' house, like talking to them about the past. It makes me wish I'd asked them more questions because, believe it or not, old people have stories because they've lived a whole life.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I think it's interesting as well. Kind of like, I know like this sort of Italian-American immigrant experience has been expanded on in a lot of films, but I kind of like the unique way this one sort of touches on it because Scorsese just chats to them normally and it draws out some really interesting anecdotes from his parents. But yeah, no, I liked it a lot. What did you guys think?
Yeah, he's good at interviewing people. I think I always admire somebody who's able to sort of free flow a conversation, but also have it be like an interview type style to it. So I thought he was very good at like getting these answers out of them and like sort of tailoring as much as it is like a conversational piece. It's it feels structured, and how he like intersperses footage of him talking to his parents with like these like old reels of like how the streets were in was it New York or something?
Yeah.
Back in the old days, sort of black and white or film footage. It all melded really well. What I will say about it is that I think it's probably a sign of just the situation that we were in, but also we had gone out the previous night. So I think me and Kai were hungover. I don't know about you, Chris. I don't think you were.
Fine.
You were fine. Brilliant. But then also, like, I woke up, I was fucked. I had to get a shower, and then I was like, we've got to go out for breakfast, otherwise we'll die.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to come out to breakfast with me. So I had to convince them all to come out to breakfast for, like, cake and shit. And nobody wanted any cake, so that would really upset me.
I had a breakfast.
Even though, but nobody wanted cake, and that was sad. Because the cake's really good.
It did look good.
I was sort of riding that cake high, and then we walked like 7,000 steps because our friends, Ed and Anne, wanted to walk. No, not to say that it wasn't a nice walk, but also then we had to come here and get exhausted by these movies.
Yeah, I feel like we peaked on the walk.
Yeah.
I feel like the peak of our day was the walk, and then our crash was during this marathon while we were hangovers kicking in again.
We got back, we
when
sat on the
knackered.
sofa and we were like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Had a couple of beers to try and perk us up, but that didn't really work.
It's so strange. I thought beer was supposed to be an upper.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, the movie, I liked it, and I liked the characters. You know, these guys. They're you can see where he gets a lot of influence from his movies. Just like the characters that you see in his movies. I'm like, shit, these people actually exist. These types of people. That he's taken a lot of influence from the life that he had already led. I found that all very interesting.
I think I really liked the, like you said, like the shots of New York and that sort of footage. I think for me, maybe I wish there was a little bit more of that, because
Perhaps.
I did find myself like trailing off a little bit at points where it was literally just these two people talking and not really much going on visually.
You could close your eyes. I think I did actually.
Yeah.
For a bit. I was very tired. But it didn't diminish, I suppose, the experience of the film in terms of like what you can get from it.
No, I don't think so. I think just maybe for what I would have wanted from this documentary, maybe I wish there was a little bit more to it. Mm-hmm. Not to say I didn't enjoy it or get anything out of it. Maybe I just came away at points a little bit bored.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's the charisma of the two parents that keep me engaged. So like, I agree there's not too much going on visually. It's like quite a small apartment. There's not loads they can do there. But I think just the charisma, especially of his mum.
Yeah.
I find his mum so engaging. It's like she comes across as like the loveliest woman ever. She's funny. Like, she's very particular. Like, at the start of the film, she asks him sort of what he wants her to do. And he's like, well, just talk about the sauce. Like, how do you make the sauce? Where did you learn the sauce? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, are you going to ask me that? And she can't quite comprehend like the style of the film, but obviously Scorsese knows how it's going to cut in the editing room. And she's just so funny. And then she's up and down, sort of stirring the sauce. Like, halfway through a question, she's just like stands up and walks into the kitchen.
Do the sauce.
I've got to stir the sauce. She's so funny. So to me, she keeps me engaged. And I think his dad is entertaining as well, but in a different way. He's much more sort of dour, maybe a bit more of a pessimist. And I think the sort of combination of the two of them sort of bouncing off each other, it keeps me engaged, even though, like you said, there's not loads going on visually.
Yeah. They're like a good couple. I always admire people who get to that sort of age and can still tolerate one another. It seemed like they got along quite well.
Yeah. I like the bit where he's like, talk how you normally speak. He's like, she's playing up for the camera. She doesn't normally speak like this. That was funny.
Yeah. Or when she's like, why are you sat over there? Like, because he's on the other end of the sofa.
Yeah.
Come over here.
He doesn't like sitting next to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah. It's so funny.
They got great accents as well. Yeah. These brilliant New York accents that you only really hear in the movies. You know, so much of America feels so fake. But you see like documentaries and you're like, oh, that's just actually how they are. It's just crazy. It's like an alien world.
New York's funny. I went there 2014 or 2015.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to, I believe it's called Little Italy, like the section.
Yeah.
And some of the accents there are insane. It's just straight out of a Scorsese film. Like, it's like everyone talks like a gangster. Yeah, it's so funny. But
you go to New York again last year?
No, we were meant to go next year, but we've kind of said we're not going to do that now just because of the whole Trump administration. And
you get shot.
Yeah, I mean, they've now said that you need to show at least 5 years worth of social media history to get into the country.
What? Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's to do with the World Cup. So I think they're trying to negate the amount of people who could slip through Border Patrol and cause, like, I don't know, a terrorist attack at one of these events.
Social media is the way to do that.
Exactly. It's invasive, and it's just, they're making something out of nothing. They're twisting it, and it's just basically a dictatorship, and we just said we don't really want to go there right now. No. Even though Zoran Mamdani, the new New York mayor, seems like a fucking legend.
Seems okay.
Yeah, we still sort of want to give it a miss. So we're going to go to the south of France now.
Nice.
So that'll be good.
Yeah, I think that's the same with me. It's like America's like my probably like my dream bucket list place to go visit, but not for the next 4 years or whatever it is.
3 years left now, thank God.
I mean, America, like a specific place in America, or just America?
I mean, if I had the money, I'd like to spend loads of time like traveling around to different places.
You could do Route 66.
Yeah,
you could do. Yeah. It wasn't fucked. The whole country wasn't fucked. But in here, I feel like it paints an idyllic picture of the place. In this sort of vintage way, and I do like, as little as we get of it, we do get those sort of flashback type footages. We get the flashback type footage of sort of how it was back in the day. It does paint quite an idyllic lens over the whole thing. It's sort of rose tinted glasses and you can feel that through the movie, even though you maybe haven't even been there yourself. I think he knows very well how to put you in a place and within characters, even though they are real people. He still frames it in a way and like gets the conversation out of them so that they feel like they're within a movie themselves.
Yeah. You get that sort of a little bit from like his mum when she's talking about like the kids wanting to move over, and she's basically like, in Italy there's nothing for people. She's like talking about a trip that she did back to Italy where like people were like, kids were going up to her and asking to go back with her, and like saying, please take me with you. And she's like, they're just bored. Like, there's everything here in America, there's nothing there.
Yeah. Again, I think it's a case by case basis. It depends where you are, obviously. When she's in New York, there's a lot going on there. You go somewhere in Italy that's a bit more rural, obviously, I grew up in sort of a countryside area. I wanted to get out of there all the time. Now I live in the city. There's a bit more to do. I just think it depends on the certain types of places that you're in within a specific country. But obviously, these are people who obviously they love their country. I think that comes across. Not necessarily in like what they're saying, but certainly in how they hold themselves. And you can tell there's a lot of history behind these people and just where they've chosen to live for so many years and together even. Yeah,
I think that's what I mean. It's like you can really feel the pride that they have of being sort of second generation immigrants. Sort of their parents came over from Italy on a boat, brought them up there, and the pride and community they feel with other immigrant communities that moved into the same sort of neighborhoods. They talk really passionately about how like it was one big family, like the apartment blocks, all the doors were left unlocked. You could kind of just run into any apartment, see your friends. If you didn't like what your mum was cooking, you'd go downstairs into another apartment and eat there instead. And it's, you can tell they're really proud of what they made for themselves and how they brought their kids up. And it's cool. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't really get that.
Really good as well.
The food looked lovely. Yeah. I mean,
I liked that it ended with the recipe.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a complicated recipe as well. Yeah. I was like, because when I saw it come up, when I first watched it, I was like, maybe I'll give that a go one day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then, nah, that's way too complicated.
Too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like it was going to take like 3 or 4 hours to make. It's
like
insane.
A whole day thing.
These things do.
It reminds me of that scene in Goodfellas as well, when Henry's all over the show. He's like high on cocaine. He's making the sauce. His brother's coming round. He's got to go drop off like a gun. Yeah. And the helicopters follow him. That whole sequence, because that's like based around how stressed he is about making this sauce and making sure it's all good.
I think that's actually like my favourite scene in that film.
It's so good. It's so great.
And like they were talking about one of their friends, I think, who died. And I think it was the mum who said the trees bloomed, and when she got ill, she died a year later, and the trees never grew again. She took the trees with her. Oh, that was very sweet and very poetic.
Yeah. Was that about the fig trees, wasn't it? Yeah. Because she was like, she hated the trees, but then when she died, the trees never bloomed again. Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
That's sad.
Yeah. That's what I mean, man. Old people have got like such wisdom. And
some of them.
Yeah. That's, not all of them.
Some of them.
But when you hear things like that, that's just like different depth of emotion and like feeling that you've developed over years of your life, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like shit like that. That's what I mean. This makes me wish I could speak to my grandparents again and speak to them about their lives and ask them a lot more than I did when I was 10, you know?
Mhm.
But that's life, eh?
Suppose you still could.
No.
In a way.
I mean, they're
Well,
dead.
Well, I mean, but for your parents, though. Yeah. That
Oh,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, exactly. That's why, I mean, I ask my mum way more stuff now about her life and her past.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I find it all very interesting.
Mhm.
She's got some stories as well.
Yeah. Hard when we're this age now where it's sort of feels like we're losing that time with the older generation.
Yeah, definitely. My mum just turned 60, so that's scary.
Looking damn fine.
Thank you. I'll let her know.
Great. Do we have anything more to say about Italianamerican?
No, I don't. I don't think it's quite a simple documentary.
Yeah.
There's not really much to it.
I liked it a lot. What are we going to rate this one out of?
Spaghetti. No.
No.
Sauce.
I was going to say sauce, but then I was like, yeah, no, fuck it, sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce.
I'm not saying spaghetti. That could be potentially
No.
a bit dodgy.
Could be taken out, used in nefarious ways against you. Sure.
I don't think it's even spaghetti in it, isn't it?
No,
Like
yeah, it's like
rigatoni.
meatballs and stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Hey, what do I know? I'm just a sort of British man. Cool.
I will say one of the nicest meals I've ever had in my life was in Verona in Italy. So
Yeah.
they know how to cook, those
They
guys.
know how to cook some fucking banging food in Verona.
Yeah.
Gotta go back there at some point.
Yeah, it's class. Great place.
Cool. I'm gonna give it 7 sauces out of 10. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I did almost fall asleep.
Yeah, literally the exact same. I almost fell asleep. 7 sauces out of 10. But that wasn't even because I was hungover. I think I was just quite tired.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
So tired you couldn't even come out to breakfast with us. We're like, come on, man, we're going out for breakfast. You're like, nah, I need to get some more sleep. It's like, come on, how much sleep did you fucking get? You left early, you fucking arrived late.
Yeah, that's just how I do things.
That's how he rolls. I was awake for the whole thing. I didn't almost fall asleep. I would give it 8 sauce out of 10.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Cool. What's the next one?
The next one
that you put us through
is your favourite film of all time. You loved all the people in this documentary. You thought they were brilliant, and it really improved your day.
Oh.
No,
I didn't know that.
The next film was Crumb by Terry Zwigoff.
Yeah, man.
And Crumb is about one of the strangest men that's ever lived. Robert Crumb. He is a comic illustrator. His comic illustrations were pretty controversial. A lot of sexism, sort of violence towards women as objects, a lot of racism. And I think it walks a fine line between sort of satire and just actually being a hateful person. And that documentary, I think, set out with the intention of digging into that. But then I read up on it a little bit, and it was filmed over 5 years. So originally the brothers didn't want to be involved, but I think 3 years into the documentary, the brothers agreed to be interviewed, and my word, they're somehow even weirder than Robert Crumb.
It's a weird family.
Yeah, they're all pretty deplorable people. So you spend a lot of time in the company of people you probably wouldn't want to on a normal day. I really like it because I think it's a super interesting sort of character study of this man and also his family. And it gets deep every now and again where you can kind of see why they are the way they are, and you do feel some sort of sympathy for them. And then they'll immediately crush that in the next scene because he does something deplorable. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I like it a lot. But what did you guys think of it?
Yeah, I found it very interesting. I am aware or was aware of his work before, and I like some of what I've seen. I haven't seen anything quite as shocking as some of the things you see in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, a lot of very strange people, very deplorable at points. I found it to be very, very sort of intimate sort of portrait of these characters, maybe sometime a little bit too intimate.
I would agree.
And there's a lot of stuff that they reveal where it's like, yeah, this is kind of like very private. Why are you revealing this in front of a camera in a film?
I think we all agreed you could have tortured us for weeks on end and we wouldn't have revealed half the stuff these people do.
No, they're insane people. I like the documentary, but I think it's a bad one to watch on a hangover.
100%.
I thought I'd gotten over the hangover as well.
You know, crumbs.
You go out into the sunshine, spend time with your friends, you eat a bit of breakfast, a bit of cake, go back, sequester yourself into a dark room, watch movies about paedophiles and rapists and misogynists.
Well,
and it's a well-made documentary.
Yeah.
It's good. But I thought the experience that I had watching it was not on the positive side, personally.
That's fair. I can't argue with that. It's not a positive documentary. It's pretty horrible at points. I mean, it's the form of the documentary is weird. So it starts off and it's just focusing on Robert Crumb, and you think to yourself, okay, this guy's strange. He's weird. He's got some weird sort of fetishes that he's quite open about. He's just an odd guy, but fair enough, to each their own. Then he starts to say some of the most mental shit you've ever heard. He talks about how he does actually hate women. He's got some real issues around women because of how he was treated by women growing up. And you kind of get into that a bit, and they touch on the sexism. And then the brother is introduced, Charles.
Okay.
And you sort of focus on Charles for a bit, and Charles is like a recluse, doesn't leave the house, hasn't washed in what looks like 3 or 4 months.
Can you give me one good reason for leaving the house? Yeah, a little bit. Maybe a couple of reasons.
Exactly. And you focus on him and his sort of weirdness. And then you sort of meet the other brother. Again, he's weird. He's locked himself away because he admits some terrible things.
Yeah. Things that I feel like a lot of these guys admit to things that you would reasonably throw them in jail for.
100%, yeah. I think, the third brother, he did some time, did he not, for the molesting?
Did he?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think any of them did.
I think he was saying it was just molesting, so I didn't go to prison.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He was saying that molesting is like one away from rape, but he didn't rape anyone.
Yeah.
He just molested people.
He tells this really horrific, in-depth story about a time he cacked a woman in a shop. Cacked, for those who don't know, just means pulling someone's trousers down. And he talks about like his mindset, how he followed her, he liked her ass, he was like sweating in the shop, sort of like, I need to do this, I need to do this. She gets to the front of the queue and he runs up behind her, pulls her trousers down and starts touching her ass. And I was like, that's crazy. But also you don't really hear people who are into that speak so frankly about it. And it kind of blew my mind that is a mindset that people have. And I was like, that is something that people do, and they have a rationale in their own minds about it. And it's like an urge, they need to do it. And it was kind of interesting to think about from that standpoint, I guess. But yeah, horrible, horrible man.
Do we think because they were being filmed, they probably let slip more than they would otherwise?
I would have expected the opposite.
Yeah.
But these are freaks.
Yeah,
these guys are freaks.
Do you think it's like an attention deficit? So they've lacked attention from people all of their lives. So now they're on camera, there's a film being made. They're trying to sort of grab the attention and steer the film into a direction that focuses on them.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't really know. But there's something severely tapped about all three of them. And yeah.
Has anybody ever been arrested because of a documentary?
This would be one of them.
It would have to
You'd
be,
expect,
surely.
yeah.
But it didn't happen.
No.
You got to wonder at the minds of the women who were in these men's lives as well.
100%.
I don't understand how you can like listen to what these guys have to say and still feel able to be around them.
And
I'd be so afraid.
Yeah, and Robert Crumb's got a daughter.
Yeah.
And obviously she'll be an adult now. But I was watching him with his daughter, and I was, oh, Jesus Christ, this kid could be severely fucked up when it grows up.
Well, what did he say? He said, I've never been in love with anyone in my life. The only person I'm in love with is my daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, coming from you,
slightly
this
sinister.
feels quite
he had
strange.
a son as well.
Yeah.
But he just didn't seem to care about his son.
Didn't care about him. No. Disgusting people, disgusting men.
Something I found interesting sort of about the way it's structured is sort of when the film starts, although he seems like a bit of an odd character, little bit reclusive, they like kind of are like, yeah, he's this huge artist, has this big following, he's done all these like famous pieces. Then as sort of it goes on, they reveal more and more about sort of why he's such a controversial figure. I kind of like how they keep that a bit of a secret at first if you don't know who he is. Like later on, as it sort of ramps up and he seems weirder and weirder and you learn more about him, and then they're like, yeah, so he has all these controversies. He did a comic that was really controversial where parents had sex with their children and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
A lot of weird ones. A lot of it shocked me. I didn't know who the guy was. I recognise some of the art. For all intents and purposes, he's a good artist. But the stuff that he's drawing is weird. And he just did like Fritz the Cat. It reminded me, was it The Worst Person in the World? Or that guy who was drawing the cat with the cock? Yeah, I think that was probably based off of Crumb. I didn't know who this guy was beforehand, so everything that was revealed about him in succession sort of threw me for a loop, pissed me off a lot. And as much as I think it's like a well-made documentary, I had my head in my hands. I did not want to watch it after a certain point, and it's so long. It's such a long movie.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
It's like being tortured.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sorry, Jesus, voice break there. My breaking point with it, when I was like, okay, these guys are just awful, was when Charles, because he doesn't actually admit to it, does he? Robert says this. So Charles growing up was obsessed with this pirate show, and there was a kid in the pirate show, and Charles loved this kid, and his whole life he went around pretending to be a pirate. Like when they were at school, he pretended to be a pirate and all of this. And essentially Robert Crumb comes to the conclusion that Charles was a paedophile, and that Charles admitted it to him one day, and that's why he's like a recluse now, because he's constantly fighting the urge of being a paedophile. And like Robert Crumb just laughs at that.
He keeps laughing at all these horrible things that they're saying.
And there's the bit as well where Charles is like talking about how their dad like abused him growing up, and Robert's just sat there laughing the whole time.
We were saying, like, these kids, they never had a chance, these guys. What do you do with someone like that?
Yeah. You get the sense that Robert wasn't very close to Charles. I don't feel sympathetic towards Charles, but I feel like he was exploited in this film. I feel like Robert kind of knew that Charles is a bit of a freak show. His mum's a bit of a freak show. And he was probably saying to Terry Zwigoff, you need to get an interview with him because he's more mental than me. And I don't know, I didn't feel good about watching the scenes with Charles because I don't know if he necessarily wanted to be there, and he's not all there. He's tapped, severely tapped. And I think some of the things he admits to, he probably never told anyone ever in his life. And now he's just admitted it in front of a camera on a motion picture that's going to be seen by millions of people.
I think obviously like at the end they revealed that he like killed himself not long after filming ending, and I think that just makes it even sadder.
Yeah. Because I'd forgotten about that. I've seen this documentary before, but I'd forgotten about that at the end. And it was, like you say, it was a year after the filming took place. So do you think maybe he thought, well, I've suppressed all these urges for years. I've just admitted to it. He probably did some real inward looking at himself and was like, I'm not, and just topped himself, which is horrible to think, but I don't know.
This is what, like the 90s as well?
Yeah, 94, I think.
Men were not handling themselves well in the 90s.
No.
So
he just locked himself away. There was no form of help for him. He just locked himself in the house with his mum and didn't leave. Yeah. The other brother, though, the molester, he can fuck off because he's a freak, mate. Did you guys grasp? So it took me a little while to understand what he was talking about, but there's one scene with a bed of nails.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, I don't know if it's like meditation or repentance, but he was eating like a bit of string, a really long bit of string.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll eat this. And it takes me like 3 days to pass it. And in my head, I was like, what's he on about? But he just eats this big thing of cotton.
Have you not heard about that?
And then, no.
Sort of thing.
Is that an actual meditation?
I don't think it's to do with meditation. I think it's to do with detox. So you eat this like long thing, it goes through your system, and when you drag it out of yourself, it's supposed to like get rid of all like the bile and toxicity within your system.
Jesus. But yeah, that guy's a freak.
He was fucked. I liked his bed of nails. The fact that he didn't, nobody knew where he got the bed of nails, and Robert's asking him like, did you make this? And he just won't tell him. He's like, did you get like, was it like a bed of nails originally, or did you get the individual nails? He just won't tell him a single thing about it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, strange family. I did some reading up on Robert Crumb afterwards, and surprisingly, he's had very little controversy.
Yeah, I was thinking, is this maybe even the most normal man in the world? Because he has nothing to hide.
Yeah,
he's completely himself.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of women. He has children.
Yeah.
He's got a family. Is this maybe the man that we all want to be?
What was going on with him and his wife? Because I feel like...
Which one?
Exactly. Because he has a wife, an actual wife, but you rarely see them be intimate. The only scene they have together is him telling her to shush because she's shouting at the neighbours.
Yeah.
He's much more interested in other women.
Yeah.
Grabbing other women.
But then doesn't his wife say something like, the interviewer I think asked like, how do you feel about Robert and these other women? And she goes, fine, I have other men.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like an open relationship type thing, but yeah, like you say, maybe they are just, maybe we're the weirdos, maybe we're the repressed ones.
We all hide parts of ourselves we don't want people to see. He's fine with it.
He's just, it's all out there in the open.
This weird freak.
Yeah. How do you feel about, I think there's a interesting, it's a bit of a subplot in the documentary, but it's about sort of art and the intention of art, and can art be too controversial, and what's the artist's intention? Is it satire? Is it just hateful? Did you think about that at all, or was that kind of too far in the background from all the weirdness that it was?
I was thinking about it a lot.
Yeah, same.
I think it goes hand in hand with who the man was himself.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's about necessarily can art be too controversial, but who do we allow to present art within public spaces? And, you know, like an epidemic of it these days.
Yeah.
Why are we still allowing these people to be on screen? Why are we still allowing these people to exhibit in galleries or make music? Is it the fault of the art itself, or is it the artists that make the art? Maybe we should just be trying to understand what is acceptable within ourselves to enjoy, rather than vilifying art, because it's so subjective, and you can, you know, there's that sort of faux clever little thing that goes around the internet every so often. It's like, oh, this is a great picture of some flowers, isn't it? Well done. You've just enjoyed a piece of art by Hitler. And it's like, what are you trying to say here? Like, what's controversial about the art itself? Reasonably nothing.
Yeah.
But the artist, you know, maybe a bit dicey. I think there's controversy to be found within Crumb's art. I think he's a strange man through many reasons and just his own self and also the environment he was raised in. There's an argument that he couldn't have been any other way.
Yeah.
I like some of his art, but I don't like the man himself.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I think he's like also a figure that came from like 60s counterculture, so he was very much all about sort of pushing the line, pushing the boundaries. And I do feel like some of his stuff maybe did go a little bit too far, but at the end of the day, it's all kind of subjective. So what I think went too far, other people may look at and think it's hilarious. They may understand his intentions of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just kind of the whole thing with art. It's all subjective.
Yeah. I always think about like controversial artists because I'm in two minds about it. So the bigger ones I think of are like directors. Obviously, like I like a lot of Woody Allen films.
Yeah.
I think Woody Allen's a scumbag. Does that make me bad for enjoying Woody Allen films? You know, it's one of those, isn't it? So
it is a bit, yeah.
This documentary got me thinking about that a lot, and it was like, I enjoy this documentary, but am I then endorsing some of the weird and bad shit that Robert Crumb and his brothers have done?
I think that's where we can sort of separate something like enjoying a documentary about a morally corrupt person and enjoying the art of a morally corrupt person. You know, we can sit here and go, I liked the documentary, I do like the documentary, but I think that the subject matter is about a morally reprehensible man. But then it becomes a bit more complicated when you sit down and you go, I really like a movie like Chinatown or Rosemary's Baby, but I hate Roman Polanski and everything that he's done. It's very strange. I think there's an argument about separating the art from the artist, but also how much of the artist do they put into the art that they make? Are we endorsing who they are through liking their art? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It got me thinking as well about, I hate the phrase, but cancel culture. It's like, is anyone actually cancelable? Cancelable? No. I can't say that word.
I don't think they are.
No, because like you say, Polanski, he won an award 2 years ago for a film he made in France, and it's like, that man has done some truly horrific shit. He can't go to multiple countries because of his crimes.
Yeah, Woody Allen still puts out a movie every couple of years.
And it's just like, as much as people go on about it, it's never stopped anyone.
No.
They might stop for a few years, but they're back at it.
That's why everything is subjective.
Yeah.
Something that's fine in the UK is not fine in France. Something that's not fine in France is okay in, Israel. It blurs the lines a bit when you can jump from country to country and not get caught for something that but in a certain place would be deemed despicable, would be, maybe that's not against the law somewhere else. I don't know. I think we're all in a sort of slurry of fuckery, and then nothing really gets solved, and nobody knows what's right and what's wrong, because nothing can objectively be right or wrong in the grand scheme. It's very scary.
Yeah. I think something as well is, especially with Robert Crumb's work, is like your opinions kind of all come down to like what the artistic intention was. Like maybe he has some sort of justification for sort of what he was thinking with some of the artwork. Maybe it was literally just, I thought that was funny. That's my sense of humour. I have a very dark, twisted sense of humour.
Yeah.
But maybe there is something deeper to it that
it
sort
reveals
of
the man.
Up. Yeah.
It was when that racist cartoon came up, and I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that was incredibly racist. And just obviously we didn't see the whole thing, but just judging from the panels they showed, I couldn't get any sort of form of satire out of that. To me, that just came across as like sort of a cartoon from a teenage boy who thinks it's funny to be racist.
Yeah. At that point, it stopped being like shocking, and for me, and it just started exhausting me.
Yeah. I think throughout, sort of when they were showing some of his really shocking work, I was like laughing, like kind of out of disbelief. But when it got to that, I was like, oh, okay, Jesus Christ.
I didn't find any humour in this. I thought it was just about horrible, deplorable people. Like maybe I could laugh if it was like parody or even satire. I wasn't getting any satire out of it.
No.
These are just how these people are or were. So I hated all of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't argue with that at all. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting documentary. It gets me thinking about a lot of different things, as well as being just a really interesting character study.
Mm.
So I do apologise for putting you guys through that. But
no, I was
I'm glad
happy
you've
to
seen
watch
it. Yeah,
I wasn't happy to watch it.
As uncomfortable as I found a lot of it, I had like a somewhat good time. I found it really interesting.
Yeah,
Don't know if I'd ever watch it again, but I'm glad I watched it.
I don't regret watching it, but I'm upset that I did.
Yeah.
Just him talking about, there was that, was it his brother who said that somebody tried to give him an enema, but he didn't know who when he was a child?
Well, they were talking about enemas, and apparently their mum was constantly trying to give them enemas because she had a big thing about constipation, and she was worried about them being constipated. Yeah, and it's like, what sort of a household was this?
You hated each other the house enemas that you lived in as well. You said,
the house was. Yeah,
You said this house is so horrible it stresses me out.
Yeah, I swear to you, if you showed someone a film, a scene from this film in that house out of context, there's a 99% chance they think it's from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. That's horrible. How grim it is.
Yeah. You can just imagine how it smells.
you can smell it through the screen.
Yeah, it must be so thick.
It just looks disgusting.
I love that conversation where they're just sat on the sofa, and then it pans over to the mum, and she's slumped. Just prone on the sofa.
She can't even sit up straight.
She's like Mac's mum from Sunny. Oh man, so good.
Yeah,
so good.
But
that was the only time I laughed.
Yeah. To be fair, that was a good one. But interesting documentary. But I think that would be probably the last time I watch it for a little while.
Fair enough.
I do want to get the Criterion though. I can't lie.
Sure. Loads of behind the scenes shit.
Apparently, there's loads of interesting stuff on that disc, behind the scenes stuff, and
more stuff to make you feel sick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I washed my hands so much after this movie. I felt disgusting.
Yeah, you feel dirty after watching it, don't you?
Yeah. Made me feel worse when I sort of agreed with him about certain things as well. He would talk about like in his art, he put in I've got all these power lines in my art, and I draw them in the background because I'm seeing all these things that sort of don't mean anything to us, but they're just slowly accumulating over time. We get more power lines, more sort of strange boxes for electrical circuits and stuff we don't understand, and that's just what America's turning into. And I'm like, damn, that's true. Actually,
yeah. I really liked those scenes early on where they're showing his artistic process, and he's like, I've got this book of all these pictures of things outside, because it's pre-internet. He's like, I don't drive, I just sent someone off to take loads of pictures of power lines and things, so I've got a visual reference. I found all that stuff fascinating.
Because there's things you don't think about, I'm shit at drawing.
Same.
And I didn't even clock the things in the background until he specifically said, I got a load of pictures and I put them in my paintings and drawings because that is life. It's out there, but you don't even necessarily notice it. But it would be weird if you saw it without it, if that makes sense.
You see him walking through the street a lot, viewing other people.
Disgusted by people.
When people were playing their boom boxes loud, he would look at them with a bit of ire, and you're like, really? You? I don't think you have the capacity to look at people and think of them as lesser than you.
Yeah.
You're one of the worst people ever.
Yeah.
Ah, dear.
Anything else to add?
Not particularly.
I think, yeah, he was just a bad guy. All these people are bad guys, and at the end of it, I said, I hope all of them die terribly. And I'm, I guess it's like understanding the circumstances of sort of how they were brought up or whatever. They still went along and did all these heinous things.
Yeah.
I hate them all. I wish them a slow and painful death. What are we rating this out of?
Nail beds.
Yeah, that's cool. Sure. Yeah, disgusting stuff. I wish I hadn't watched it, but I'm glad I did. Probably give it 7 nail beds out of 10. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, this is in the 1001 movies you must see before you die, but just remembered.
Jesus.
Because I remember seeing that and I was annoyed that this was in that and Grizzly Man wasn't. Yeah, 8 nail beds out of 10. I enjoyed it to an extent.
You look like John Waters.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah, that's such a great point. He's like the anti-John Waters.
Yeah.
Like John Waters is like disgusting and gross, but it's kind of charming. Whereas Robert Crumb is just disgusting and gross.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no charm there.
No.
But yeah, no, I would agree. I would go 8 nail beds out of 10. I think it's very interesting. Makes me think about a lot of different things. But yeah, I don't like spending any time with these people really.
No. Oh well. We never will. Again.
Until Crumb 2.
Until Crumb 2. Until Crumb turns up in Avengers Doomsday.
Imagine at the end of the credits, it's like, Crumb will return in Avengers Doomsday.
He did return. He's still kicking.
Yeah, Chris, you said he was 83 now,
Yeah,
84.
something like that.
It's fucked up.
One of the teaser trailers for Doomsday is
Crumb.
a character opening the door and there's someone there with their back turned around. Maybe it's Crumb.
Could be Crumb. Did he have a weird hunch and was 7 foot tall and gangly?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch the leaked video.
Crumb. Oh man. I hope he's in pain.
God.
What was the last one?
You're wishing pain onto the elderly.
Yeah. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. There.
Talking about wishing pain.
Oh God, so the next documentary was Grizzly Man. One of the most mental true life stories of all time. It's about a man called Timothy Treadwell.
Gave himself that name?
Yeah, not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
He gave himself that name because he thought it sounded Hollywood and he was an aspiring actor. There's a hilarious scene we'll get onto later, I'm sure, that made me, Chris, pretty sure Max laugh hysterically.
Maybe a little bit.
But yeah, no, so basically Timothy Treadwell is a man who for 13 summers went and lived with grizzly bears in Alaska. And he documented, I think, from 2000 onwards.
Right.
So it's the last 3 summers he documented. And I don't think it's a spoiler to say, because they say it pretty much as the documentary starts, that he was killed in his 13th summer by a grizzly bear. Along with his sort of on-off girlfriend at the time, who he took with him during that summer. And it's a weird one because on the face of it, it's a Darwin Award stupid death type thing where you could easily just laugh at this man. But Werner Herzog sort of takes a really sympathetic view and humanises Timothy. And yeah, it's a really great documentary. It's a lot of intense sadness to it. A lot of sort of strangely beautiful moments in it. And a lot of laughs for me. I can't lie. I did laugh a lot just because of the absurdity of some of the things he does.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this for a while.
Yeah, me too.
Want to get into more Herzog. This I've felt it was like one that people thought was pretty wild and wacky. and I do think that's the case. Of course, going into this, we'd already come off of Crumb, so I was not in the best mood. So for a lot of it, I was just not loving where I was at mentally, although I still appreciated what the movie was trying to say. I couldn't get a lot of the laughs out of it that I thought I should be getting. Strangely, even though it's like not an inherently funny movie, it's a sort of sad movie about a man who clearly is very depressed, sequestering himself with a bunch of bears and different wildlife to avoid a life that he was living before at home in Florida. He's running away from something, I feel. And the problem is, as much as you might admire this sort of modern day or like Craven character, we just talked about Craven the Hunter in a previous episode. This was that guy in real life. He just went to Alaska and he tried to protect these bears against poachers. I think it's admirable, but I think that he was an idiot ultimately, because he doesn't do anything correctly. He doesn't stay away from the bears like he's told to. He's just told to stay like 100 feet away from the bears at all times, 100 yards. He doesn't do that. He touches the bears. He goes up to the bears.
It's insane.
Documents himself touching the bears, and it's just terrifying. It's a terrifying fucking movie of this absolutely unhinged bastard just doing everything that he shouldn't be doing. It's very strange.
I think he very much believes that everything he's doing is for the good of the bears. Like, I think he's very sort of good-natured in some ways. Obviously he's not going the right way about it, but I do believe he very much thinks that everything he's doing is good. And I wouldn't even say all of it's necessarily bad, because obviously he does, like, they don't really show it in the documentary, but they do say about how he goes to like schools and teaches kids about bears for free, like when he's not there in the summer. And I think I was also reading that during the time he was in this forest, there were like next to no like bear deaths from poachers and stuff, but the year after he died, there was like 3 or 4 in that one summer. So he was clearly doing something, just maybe not going the right way about it to the point where it kind of caused his death.
That's really interesting, to be fair, because every time I've watched this documentary, to me, these threats that he sees don't exist to me. I'm like, this guy's mental. He's on about poachers. There's one clip he's got of people throwing rocks at bears. I wouldn't classify them as poachers. And then he's on about the park service not providing properly for the bears. So to me, he's built this whole world where he's the main character and he's saving these bears. But then you're like, well, what are you actually saving them from? Because I feel like if you weren't here, nothing would change. But it's interesting to hear that the year after he died, 4 bears were killed by poachers. So
I do think in a lot of ways it is kind of that he does kind of have main character syndrome, but at the same time he was doing some good.
He was Craven. He's what Craven should have been. This is my Craven the Hunter.
Hell yeah.
It's a great movie. I enjoyed his presence. I thought he had a lot of charisma. And obviously I could see, behind the eyes, he's struggling a lot. But he obviously wants to be like a big personality. I think that comes across in the videos that he's making. I think he's very funny. Just all these tangents he goes off on when he's trying to explain what he's doing with the bears, but then it's also like he's talking about like oh yeah, I've had my troubles with girls. Yeah, I'll say it's like and he just talks about like relationships and stuff like that, and then he's like I'm sure gay people have problems too and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of like it's just this like stream of consciousness that he's going on. Where I think when you put yourself in a situation where you're not around other people and you're only around nature and animals for a long extended period of time, which he was. Obviously, the only reason he didn't go completely insane was because he only spent the summers there, and then he went back home afterwards when the bears started hibernating. But otherwise, I think he would have gone completely insane.
Yeah, I think something Herzog does, which I found really interesting about the movie, is how much he tries to focus on that sort of stuff, like focus like almost entirely on this man, because I'm sure like 90% of that footage was just like footage of bears and stuff, but tries to delve in and kind of understand this man as much as possible, and I think that really comes through when watching the film. You do kind of feel like you get some sort of understanding of who he was in some way.
Yeah. I think Herzog respects him as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Because you can see that Timothy Treadwell is trying to make a film. He's got these sort of interstitial things where he'll speak to camera, let the audience know what he's doing, what he's up to. And like Herzog's impressed with the way he sort of improvises, changes takes, does it off the cuff, sort of films things that maybe he wasn't expecting to film, but they're happening now, so he's filming it.
Puts himself in the line of fire as well, and there's so much. The mise en scène, the positioning of the camera and stuff like that. The way he positions himself, the way he talks to the camera without like letting a breath go. I think that's all really commendable, really respectable, and stuff you'd expect from like a seasoned journalist.
Yeah, there's that really like insanely impressive like sequence of the two bears fighting.
Crazy.
Where it's like terrifying. It's like possibly like a couple of feet away from him. It's so close to him, and like doesn't look like the camera's even zoomed in. It looks like he is just really close.
Yeah,
but it's like really impressively done still.
That's one of the funny, not the fight, the scene directly after the fight.
Where he goes to interview the bear.
Yeah, he interviews the bear after the fight. He goes, "You underestimated Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, he's stronger than you thought, and you thought you'd be able to roll him over, but he's got some teeth and claws." And I was just like, if this bear had any energy left, it would get up and eat you whole for talking all this rubbish directly behind it after it's just been in a horrific scrap.
But it doesn't. I think he is a smart guy. In a way, you have to be smart to last for that long.
13 years there, so he's
crazy
doing
long.
something right.
And if he was still, if for all those years he was going up to those bears, touching them on the face or whatever, trying to film them while they're trying to get food, as well when they can't get food, is incredibly dangerous. It's guerrilla filmmaking at its finest, I think.
The circumstances of his death as well, I think, is unfortunate in a way. Yeah. Although that helicopter pilot disagreed. The guy with the big mustache who's clearly has so much disdain for Timothy Treadwell. I think.
Yeah, he's just like, he got what he deserved.
Yeah, literally. But
it's like the Joker.
I mean, like the circumstances of the way he died. So he left the time he normally would, got to the airport, got in an argument with someone, sort of at ticket check or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was about ticket prices or something.
Yeah, and then turned back and went back into that part of Alaska with the grizzly bears, past the time when he would normally have been gone. And Werner Herzog's kind of explaining that the bears that are left aren't ones that Timothy knew or that would have necessarily recognised him, and they were hungry.
Yeah, because like most of the bears have already gone into hibernation, so the only ones left are ones that have kind of not been able to find food.
Exactly. So you think like if he didn't get in that argument that day, would he still be here today, going out every summer with the grizzly bears? You know,
I feel like the whole thing that kind of everyone that's like interviewed and stuff kind of says is that this was just kind of inevitable.
Yeah,
if it didn't happen then, it would have happened another year.
Yeah, for sure. But that's why I can't be completely sympathetic with the guy, because he also had his girlfriend with him.
Yeah.
Just like, it would have been so easy just to like stay at the airport or something like that.
And I think Herzog's talking about a diary entry that they got from her where she writes that she wanted to leave. She was scared of the bears.
She was terrified of the bears.
Yeah. And you feel
Why
like...
would you put her in that situation?
You feel like it's because he's so lonely.
Yeah.
He needs companionship and he's willing to put someone in front of grizzly bears just to have some form of human connection, which is mental. It's crazy. And I think there was an interesting point in the documentary as well where they talk about the sort of, well, was it all good? Because he was sort of initiating himself with the bears. It's like they talk about it as sacred.
The owner of the museum, who said he was doing more harm than he was good.
Yeah.
I agreed with him.
Yeah, because he has crossed a boundary that you're not meant to cross. And you think like if a poacher did approach these bears, they might think, well, you look like Timothy Treadwell, you're fine.
Be, yeah.
And then bang, they're dead. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's an interesting moral quandary.
Yeah, and maybe why that like baby bear it's like kind of walking towards the poachers when they're throwing rocks at it, and
Yeah,
doesn't like run away or anything. It just carries on walking towards them.
yeah. But yeah, I think I do want to touch on sort of Timothy Treadwell's loneliness. Like, although they don't explicitly say it, I get a very well painted picture of this man's life beforehand.
Yeah.
So to me, tell me if you guys disagree. He was an aspiring actor.
Yeah.
Changed his name, auditioned for Cheers.
Yeah.
And apparently, supposedly, came second place to
Woody
Harrelson.
Right, yeah.
Which is completely utter bollocks.
That bit got me so much.
Couldn't deal with living a normal life and has to be important in some way.
Yeah.
So as much as I think, okay, yeah, he does love the bears, part of me is like, this was as much about the bears as it was about him feeling good about himself. Because a lot of the times when he's talking about how he's protected the bears, he goes on these long rants about, I beat you, I fucking beat you.
That was so fucking good.
And he just, and that's another great scene. He's going on this horrific rant, middle fingers flying at the camera, and every time he says something that Werner Herzog doesn't agree with, Werner cuts in, he's like, here Timothy crosses a line that we will not cross. But keeps
He calls out the word like Rangers.
It's like
we will not do the same.
and like talks about specific people as well.
No, but he keeps the video footage of Timothy Treadwell on this rant, so it's just Werner Herzog talking, but Timothy Treadwell like fake wanking, throwing up middle fingers.
Yeah.
Oh mate, it's
I
so
beat you.
funny. Yeah,
Fuck you! I beat you. You fucking fucks.
yeah. But that's what I mean. He's like he's got. It's more about some sort of weird wish fulfillment for him, and that's part of why I think he's a bit of an idiot and maybe not as nice a guy as Werner Herzog saw.
No. Yeah.
I'm kind of very conflicted with Timothy
Yeah.
I
Treadwell.
think he was quite self-important.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Yeah. But again, it's like one of those documentaries. It's a really interesting character study. But then there's also other things about nature and the line between nature and man and where you should cross, when you shouldn't cross. It's a lot of interesting topics that the documentary touches on.
Yeah.
I think that's what the best documentaries do, is they're more than about just one thing or one particular person. They have many different things that they can touch upon within that story.
Yeah, I feel like with like a lesser director, this would literally just be about him.
Yeah.
But I think Herzog does a really good job of adding these extra themes and adding these extra points and kind of knowing like the right interviews to use. And I think there's definitely a couple of scenes that were like recreations, like the scene where the woman gets given his wristwatch. There's no way that's not acting.
No, they didn't know how to act.
But like things like that, I think just kind of really work well with the movie and sort of sell what he's trying to tell.
Yeah.
That fucking coroner was off the walls.
Yeah.
Insane behaviour. That man should not be allowed to be a coroner.
No.
He gets a weird kick out of seeing dead bodies. You can just tell by the way he talks about it.
He was really playing it up, really acting. Yeah.
It was really weird the way he just like stared directly into the camera and the camera's like kind of looks like it might be like handheld almost.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. I enjoyed Herzog's like thoughts as well. Like he puts his own thoughts into it, and I think I agree that he respects Timothy, but I don't agree that he agrees with him or agrees that what he was doing was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And he says at the end, in none of this footage do I see a kinship. I see only the indifference of nature. For Timothy, this bear was a friend. And I think that perfectly encapsulates the whole movie. It's like, these bears don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
You are putting your human emotions into something that's not human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We see that over and over again in these types of movies.
The only animals that seem to care about him are the foxes.
Yeah.
He actually does make friends with them.
They were so cute, man.
When the fox steals his hat.
So good. Tries to chase it down the hole.
Oh, it's so good because he's like, he doesn't want to swear at the fox, but he's really annoyed that the fox has stolen his hat.
Yeah. So good.
What's he called? Is it Shadow? That fox is like,
yeah.
God damn it, Shadow, get back here.
So good. It's it was quite strange to me that this was a man who had lived there for maybe for about 10 years at that point, 11 years, and he finds a dead baby fox and he just weeps. He can't understand why this has happened. I'm like, if you've been here for so long, surely death is just an inevitable part of this landscape. I'm unsure of why he got so overly emotional about it.
I think that's another good portion where Herzog comes in and talks about his thoughts and feelings, because he's like, Timothy's really taken this isn't his exact wording, but it's like Timothy's taken this to heart very strongly because he looks at it from a human standpoint, whereas this is just the way nature is. Nature's cruel. It's mean. It's not fair, but that's the way it is.
Best in it.
I think he kind of has like a bit of a fantasy sort of
He sees himself as this defender. What does he call himself? The kind warrior.
I will be a kind warrior.
When he sees these animals die as sort of they do in nature, I think it like really hits him, because it's like that illusion, that sort of imagination just kind of is shattered.
But it's such an interesting guy, and one of those stories where it's like, if it wasn't real, you wouldn't believe it. Like, if this was in a fictional story, you're like, well, this is bollocks. This guy would have died within 2 weeks. Yeah. The fact that this is a real life story is one of those weird, absurd stories that only real life can throw up. And that's really interesting stuff.
I think as much as I found a lot of it like quite funny, like during like the last act where it kind of is all about his last days and all about his death and stuff, I found it like really haunting and upsetting. I remember seeing that clip where he like listens to the tape, like it's kind of like circulated online, and I remember thinking that was like quite funny, but like watching it in this documentary, I was like, oh Jesus fucking Christ. It was horrible to watch.
She's sobbing, his friend is sobbing. She calls herself his widow. No, they weren't even married.
She's a nutter. She was crazy. She was
obviously grieving for her friend.
And
100%. Obviously like Herzog to listen to the tape as well. I appreciate that they didn't play the tape for us. I wouldn't have wanted to hear it, but just his reaction, you can tell, it's just must be so horrible just to hear this guy screaming and this girl screaming, being torn apart by a bear. It just take forever as well. We've all seen The Revenant. It must be horrible. What did he say? He goes, I think you should not listen to this tape. You should destroy it. It should not exist. Fucking horrible.
I don't know whether she did destroy it, but thankfully it's not like come out or been made public or anything.
I don't know. Supposedly there's a leak online.
I think that's fake.
Is it fake? Okay. Because when I first watched this, I was like 17 or 18, and I was like, obviously at that age, it's just a bit of a head case, and I was like, I can't want to hear that tape.
I did the same when I first heard about it. So I did read a lot about it like a few years ago before I watched the documentary, because it sounded like quite an interesting story. I also found like there's that scene where they're showing like his final footage, and you show the bear, and like Herzog theorized that might be the bear that killed him. That was like really creepy and eerie as well.
He seems a bit like, in the footage, he seems kind of obsessed with that bear as well. He films it in a way that he's not filmed the other bears previous to that. He films it in, obviously we don't see all of his footage, so I can't speak for that, but just from what's used in the film, he films this bear with like a weird fascination. And the things he films it doing, it's like Timothy Treadwell kind of knows that this is a bear that's hungry and like he's on its last legs and needs something before hibernating, otherwise it's not going to make it through.
I wonder if like part of him knew.
Possibly.
There is that like bit where there's like interviewing his friend, like, and she's like talking about that year just before he went off on the exhibition, and he kind of like hinted at the fact that it might be his last one and he might not come back. Thought that was kind of eerie.
Yeah. Would you not say that every year you go though?
Yeah, you'd think.
I don't think I'd do that, and not 1 year goes by where I'd go, I'll probably be all right this year. Because you're literally touching grizzly bears, mate. At any moment, your life could be over.
Yeah.
I really like the closing shot of this film as well, where it's Timothy walking up the river with 2 bears kind of like stalking behind him, like following him. I was like, that's such a crazy shot to have, because I was thinking about it. It's a lovely shot, really nice. But then thinking about it, he's going to have to circle back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, well, you got to get your camera, mate, don't you?
So he's going to have to back past these bears to get his camera. Yeah, just insane stuff.
But obviously, they didn't kill him.
No,
those guys,
exactly.
Was fine. It's crazy. He's a crazy fucking guy.
It's a miracle that all that footage survived as well.
Honestly.
Yeah.
My God. I respect him a lot.
Yeah.
But I think he's insane.
The more I thought about it, so when it ended, I was just like, that guy's an idiot, like what a stupid, bad guy. And you guys were kind of like, I don't know, like, I just found it intensely sad. I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, I was like, shit, yeah, maybe I've been looking at this film wrong the last like few times I've watched it. Because to me, he's always come across as a punchline. But I think this time when I watched it with you guys, you kind of made me realise that he's not a punchline. He's actually quite an intensely sad character.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopeful.
Yeah, very hopeful, weirdly.
Yeah. So I can't hate him.
No.
I don't hate him. I think he was misguided. I just
I think I found him very fascinating, like to watch, and also like after the film, I read a lot about it. Like since we watched this, I've not stopped thinking about it, and I've done a lot of reading into like him and stuff. I just find him and sort of the whole film and like sort of what it's based on just very interesting and fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I can't hate him. I think, he's very up himself, but also he did come across as like a very kind person, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad guy. He seems like a genuine sort of kind-hearted person, unless you're a poacher or park security or whatever.
Yeah. You could say maybe he's... the reason he's documenting himself is to get a bit of an ego boost, but I think at the end of the day, we're all looking to feel more important than we are in some degree. I think this was just his way of doing it.
Everyone wants to be wanted and heard. And this is his way of doing that. Mental way of doing it, but it's his way nonetheless.
That's why his legacy survives.
Yeah.
Cool. Should we rate it then?
Yeah.
Out of kind warriors?
Yeah.
Cool.
Who's going first?
Sure. I had a really good time with it. I think as we do this in a marathon format, I probably enjoyed it less than I would have if I had just watched it as a singular movie. But saying that, it didn't take too long for me to sort of get on board with what it was going for. I really like the way that Herzog frames the movie and sympathises with ultimately the character of Timothy Treadwell. It's not about the bears, it's about him and the way he feels about the bears and about himself and about the life that he lives. I thought it was intensely interesting. I really enjoyed it, and I'd watch it again, but probably not anytime soon. I just think it needs to take a while to sort of percolate, and I might need to watch a couple more Herzog movies before I do that as well to get a sense of his style. I'd give it 8 kind warriors out of 10.
Yeah, I really, really loved it. It's maybe one of my favourite movies we've done since we've come back.
Hey.
I bought the DVD straight after. I think I will probably watch it again fairly soon because I just found it so interesting and fascinating and gripping. It's maybe one of the best documentaries I've seen. I'll give it 10 kind warriors.
Ooh, damn.
Let's go. Yeah, I love this documentary. I think it's great. I think I appreciated it more this time I watched it with you guys, because you made me think about some things I've not thought about when I've watched it previously. So yeah, I would go 9 Kind Warriors out of 10.
Very nice. Thank you for the marathon. As harrowing as it may have been.
Almost derailed the whole thing with Crumb, but
nearly.
We came back.
We came back
flying.
We left on a banger. Cool. All right, next episode we're going to put out in January. I think we've got a year-end episode coming sort of at the end of January, just so we can get our thoughts on a few more movies that came out this year, catch up on a few things. But before that happens, we wanted to do well, when we stopped doing this podcast over a year ago now, we would do a season of television every 10 episodes. What I thought we would do is we would pick that back up, and we do them every 10 episodes again. This one's going to be on episode 150, and then we'll do them sort of sequentially at sort of 10 episode intervals. I did recommend a show before we stopped doing it, and I thought, do I want to do that again? Because I did watch that season, and I know nobody else did. So would I do that, or would I do something different? I think the best thing to do would be to pick that again, because I don't mind watching it again. So I think we'll do season 1 of Dark.
Cool.
This is a show that was originally on Netflix. If you have Netflix, or by other means, watch that, and we'll get back to you in January, see how we all feel about it, unless we quit the podcast again.
Yeah, we've got to make sure none of us fall out before.
But if we do, then we know that's the cursed show, never to recommend again. Cool. Season 1 of Dark. It's a German show. Do watch it with subtitles in the original language, please.
Nah, dub only.
No, thank you. Come on, I watched Cowboy Bebop with... Actually, no, I did watch that with him. You know what? Never mind.
To be fair, I recommended it.
Yeah, you did. You recommended it. Well, then, if
better.
I could recommend to you to watch it with the original language, that would be lovely.
I will. Don't worry.
Cool. Brilliant. Any last final closing thoughts?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Happy New
indeed.
Year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a good one.
It's been a good year.
It's been a good year.
I've had a great time. This podcast's been a lot of fun as well.
Hey.
I've loved doing this every month. So yeah, cheers,
It's been
guys.
a good time. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Kai.
Anytime.
For being the boys.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell fucking yeah. See ya.
Bye.